This is the Boötes Void.
No, it's not. And this is going to sound strange, but you almost couldn't possibly be more wrong.
This tiny, tiny little region of space, so small, that would take 330 million light years to reach.
Oh, no, 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 not by a long shot. Not even close. No shade to this creator, because this image here, being some sort of void, is one of the most prolific pieces of astronomy misinformation that's been going around the internet. It's not a void. This is a cloud of gas and dust. It's called Bernard 68. And the way that you could tell that this thing couldn't possibly be 300 million light years across is because all of these things that you're seeing are stars. These aren't galaxies, they're stars. That means that we are looking inside the Milky Way, which itself is only 100,000 light years across. So how could you have a void that was 300 million light years across inside of a galaxy that's only 100,000 light years across? Doesn't make sense. Furthermore, just because this looks black doesn't mean that it's a void. A void means that there's nothing there, but this is the exact opposite. Top left is the image that she showed, and it does look black there, but you'll notice that as you look at longer and longer wavelengths, you start to begin to see stars. Because in fact, there are stars that are behind that thing shining light, because this isn't a void. This is a region of space that's only about a half light year across, by the way, that is filled with gas and dust that is blocking the starlight behind it. But if you look at these longer wavelengths, which are in the infrared, you can see that all it's blocking is the optical light coming from those stars, but the infrared light is making it through. Here is the void that she's talking about. It is the space in between galaxies. That's where you get this 300 million light years across number. You only get that in between galaxies, not in between stars. And this is an enormous region of space that doesn't have any galaxies. But when you look at it, what do you see? You still see light because there are galaxies on the other side of the void, right? If there's nothing there, it doesn't look black. You see through it and you just see the light on the other side. Does that make sense what I'm saying? One last time, Bernard 68, they're a bunch of stars. You can even see along the edges, they're reddening of the stars because along the edges, there's less gas and dust. So some of the light is able to make it through, but it is severely reddened. Look, in the infrared, you see that there's actually just a bunch of stars on the other side of this thing. This is not a void. This is a region that has a bunch of gas and dust, the opposite of a void. Again, no shade to the creator, very common piece of misinformation. And she actually had a really good message in her video. It's essentially that the universe is so big and vast and expansive that you shouldn't be worried and petrified about what people think of you and about failure and rejection. I'm all for that. I'm all for that. But this is just not the Boötes Void. Bernard 68, little gas cloud.